Hey, this is David Plotz, CEO of CityCast. I have a favor to ask before we get to today's conversation. We're doing our annual listener survey, and it would really help us out if you took it. And even if you took it last year, we'd be grateful if you took it again, because we can't use last year's data. Please go to citycast.fm/survey to take the survey. It's only 7 minutes long, we know, because we timed it. That's citycast.fm/survey. And when you take the survey, you'll also be eligible to win a $250 Visa gift card and CityCast swag, that great CityCast swag. citycast.fm/survey.
Today on CityCast Nashville, it's Hot Chicken Week. And who better to give us the spicy scoop than Nashville scene food writer Chris Chamberlain? This year's lineup is bringing the heat with dishes like hot chicken fettuccine, hot chicken schnitzel, and even a hot chicken wing challenge. With over 40 participating restaurants serving up $8 hot chicken specials, this might just be the best hot chicken week yet. So pack your Tums and download the app. We've got the spots you won't want to miss. It's Monday, January 27th. I'm your host, Marie Cecile Anderson, and this is what Nashville's talking about. Chris Chamberlain, always such a pleasure having you on CityCast Nashville. And it's Nashville Scene's Hot Chicken Week.
I mean, it's cold weather. That means hot chicken, right?
That is right. I hope it'll warm us up. Something needs to help. Before we dive into it, I have to ask you, would you eat hot chicken before you board a plane from B&A?
I am on record as saying that I think it is irresponsible that we have 3 hot chicken restaurants at the airport. And you know how if you shop duty-free, you have to show an international boarding pass? I think you should have to show an inbound boarding pass to eat hot chicken at the airport. I mean, it's fine with me if that's the first thing you got to have when you get off the plane, but I don't want to sit next to you.
So you don't agree that I ate some hot chicken before I boarded a flight to London?
I mean, you should at least show that you've got an aisle seat.
Always an aisle seat, Chris, always. Let's get into Hot Chicken Week. So it's next Monday, January 27th through Sunday, February 2nd. Tell us all about it. How is it different than Burger Week or Taco Week? More restaurants participating? More people willing to burn their mouths? What's going on? What are you most looking forward to?
I mean, I feel this is more of a challenge than hamburger and taco. It is definitely possible to eat your way through most of the list of restaurants with those. But, as far as hot chicken goes, you probably need to be a little more selective, or you need to really commit to working as a team, where everybody just has a couple bites. But it's going to be a busy week. We've got a lot of restaurants participating, and it all kicks off with a kind of a welcoming party on Monday, January 27th. From 5 to 7 at T-Line, which is the curling venue over there in the Nations.
So break it down for us. How does this one work compared to all the others?
As opposed to Taco Week and Burger Week, where you can pretty much expect what's going to be on the plate, they've got full creativity on this. This was where Red's Hot Chicken once invented their version of the Taco Bell Crunch Wrap, which was so popular it made it on the menu. So you may see tenders, you may see bone-in, you may see sandwiches, but the beauty of it is they're all going to be $8, which is an amazing deal for anybody's hot chicken. Some of them are including fries as a side dish. So just make sure you look at the website for Nashville Scene Hot Chicken Week so you've got an idea of the menu going in and you can make your plans that way. And of course, we always recommend tip like a millionaire, eat like a pauper. It's only $8, but these guys are working really hard to get you in there. So please pretend it's at least $10 chicken and tip on that or something like that.
Yeah, I was completely blown away by all these different unique and creative ways to introduce hot chicken to people. So the one that caught my eye the most is Amerigo's Italian restaurant is serving up hot chicken fettuccine Alfredo.
That's an old dish for them. It started out as a special on West End probably a decade ago, and it was super popular. And I don't want to cast aspersions on our Williamson County friends, but when they tried to expand that to the Cool Springs location, they were getting half the dishes sent back because it was too spicy for Williamson County. But man, they love it down on West End. So I think that is a high death factor. You had a creamy cheese sauce and then hot chicken. That's a challenge.
Are we seeing a little bit more of a trend here with some of our international takes? Any other ones that you noticed?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's what jumped out at me this year is that people are, trying to put a little international flair on traditional Nashville hot chicken. So we've got 2 different versions of a Korean chicken. If you've ever had Korean fried chicken, it is one of the best poultry representations out there. So if you go to Babo in East Nashville, they've got one that they're tossing in their own gochujang chili blend. It's going to be served with cucumber and white rice, and that's one that's definitely on my list. Barrel Proof, right there next to the baseball stadium, they're doing a gochujang hot honey chicken slider. So that's going to be with house-made pickles and gochujang mayo, and I'm going to have a daikon and green cabbage slaw to help cool it down a little bit. But that's another fun one. That's a fantastic bar if you haven't been there yet.
That one's right next to the stadium. Is that right? Like right when you come out?
Correct. It's right kind of across the street from Von Elrod's.
Yes, that place is awesome. What other ones caught your eye?
So if you're willing to brave Opry Mills, which I did last week, Bavarian
you need a
Beer
medal.
House. Yeah. But, well, I'm old enough to be a mall walker now. So.
Hey, you got to walk you got to get your steps in during these winter months.
And that's a loop, so there's no going back. Once you start walking around Opry Mills, you're in for the full circle. So, but definitely stop at Bavarian Beer House because they're doing a hot chicken schnitzels.
Oh.
So that's going to be a great fry job on that. Probably not quite as spicy as some of the other hot chickens in town, but I think it's going to be a great piece of fried chicken. A couple other internationals that caught my eye is, I'm a big fan of Limo, and they are doing a Peruvian hot chicken sandwich. It's going to have ricotta sauce and Peruvian-style pickled onions on it and an ají amarillo aioli. Say that 3 times fast. And it's going to be on French bread, so I'm looking forward to that. If you go to Punk Walk over off Charlotte, they're doing a hot chicken banh mi. That's going to be, the full French roll with hot chicken, cucumber, cilantro, and spicy mayo on it. A little bit of pickled veg to cut through the heat.
Can I ask you, in your opinion, who has the hottest hot chicken in town?
If Aki at 400 degrees knows you, she'll make you 800-degree chicken.
Oh.
And I think that's probably the hottest in town. Though I have heard that Brave Idiot, the food truck over there next to No Quarter, that they will light you up. They've got a 1 to 10 scale.
Ooh.
So if you're willing to, I've gone well past that era in my life. I'm a medium chicken eater now.
Right. I tried to test it, but I'm at about a 6.5. That's where I like to roam.
Well, go put the challenge on it. It's the week for it.
Do you plan your vacations based on whether you can speak the local language? With Babbel, language no longer has to be the barrier. I'm David Plotz, the CEO of CityCast, and I went to Mexico City a couple of years ago with my girlfriend, who's a native Spanish speaker. So I just let her do all the talking, like all of it. I adored the city, and now I'm going to go back in a couple of months, but with my college roommates, who are a bunch of middle-aged men, none of us Spanish speakers. When I was younger, I might not have been bold enough to do that, but now I'm not anxious because Babbel has me covered. Thanks to Babbel, I know how to order a taxi, how to give directions, how to order in a restaurant, all the small and useful bits of language that make international travel easier. Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons, handcrafted by over 200 language experts, get you to begin speaking your new language in 3 weeks or whatever pace you choose. And because conversing is the key to really understanding each other in a new language, Babbel is designed using practical, real-world conversations, especially the sort you need while traveling. Food, how to get places. Babbel's tips and tools are inspired by the real-life stuff you actually need when communicating. With a focus on conversation, you'll be ready to talk wherever you go. So I hope I'll see you in Mexico in a couple of months. Or, as we say, espero verte en Mexico en un par de meses. So let's get more of you talking in a new language. Babbel is gifting CityCast listeners 60% off subscriptions at babbel.com/CityCast. Get up to 60% off at babbel.com/CityCast. Spelled BABBEL.com/CityCast. Babbel.com/CityCast. Rules and restrictions may apply.
We're back with Chris Chamberlain, running through the standout options for Hot Chicken Week 2025. Chris, what else stands out to you?
Well, we have to talk about Prince's. I mean, they're the original.
Yes. What can we expect from our classics?
They're not leaning on their laurels there. Here they are, the original hot chicken. Everybody knows that if not the best, one of the best in town. People have personal preferences. So it's kind of like where you choose to go to church. I'm not going to make any comment on what your favorite is. But at their 2 locations at 5th and Broad and at Tanger Outlets out near Antioch, they're doing an ode to the originator of hot chicken, Thornton Prince. They're doing what they're calling Thornton's Colossal Fries. So picture crispy fries with cotija cheese and then hot tenders on top of it, and then a house-made pico de gallo, some queso blanco, some jalapeno peppers, just in case it wasn't hot enough for you.
Oh, wow.
And then, just a little bit of a cilantro in case you like soap.
Yeah, you don't like cilantro? Does it taste like soap to you?
I can live with it. Let's just say that the person I live with, she's not a fan. So I tend to keep it out of the house.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, my older sister, we couldn't have it in the house either. Well, I love the idea of hot chicken on French fries. I think that's a delicious way to eat it.
Absolutely.
And then what about Hattie B's? I have to say, I love Hattie B's chicken, but I really like their macaroni and cheese at Hattie B's. It's a pimento cheese, mac and cheese.
They're traditionalists too. So for this one, there's some more fries for you. This is just a straight ahead leg quarter, but they've taken Drinking Buddy beer and they've made beer cheese with it.
Ooh.
So you'll be able to have a full leg quarter with a side of crinkle cuts and that beer cheese to dip your fries into. So you can't go wrong with that. And they were one of the winners last year. So
Oh, really?
Prince's won just best overall.
Mm-hmm.
Hattie B's won best traditional. And I think that's because they offer pretty much a full meal for their deal.
Wow.
For $8. The most unique dish came from Wilco Fusion Grill out there near Cool Springs.
Mm-hmm.
They have not signed up for this year as of yet. Maybe they're just resting on their laurels, but they did a great job. There's one place, speaking of Opry Mills again, here I am just shilling for Briley Parkway. But out there on Music Valley Drive, there are 2 places that I know do a great job with hot chicken, but they're both going way outside the box this year. So as far as hot chicken sandwich being stretching the definition of a sandwich about as far as you can go, but at Nashville Palace, they're going a step farther. You're going to get an entire Cornish game hen. So like a little baby chicken, the whole chicken.
Oh, my goodness.
So game hen fried and served with a side of fries. So that's a meal for $8.
Wow, I'm looking at the picture, y'all. I've never had fried Cornish game hen before, and that looks amazing. And Nashville Palace also has some of the best music, so might as well go gnaw on some Cornish hen while listening to some of the best honky-tonk in town.
Exactly. I mean, that'll be a fun night.
Mm-hmm.
And then right around the corner at Scoreboard. Scoreboard is one of those sneaky great hot chicken places and has been since early on, before we had 50 hot chicken joints in town. So they're doing what they're calling Toad Ali Chicken. So TOAD, you're going to get deep fried frog legs.
What?
Yep.
That is not chicken, but it does taste like chicken, I will say. I've had frog legs a couple of times, and they always taste like chicken.
Yeah, and they're perfectly portable. Nice, easy to carry around.
Do we have any vegetarian options for folks this year?
Yeah, going back to Red's over there at Centennial Park and how creative they've always been.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a hot chicken tater cake.
Oh.
Oh, it says it's topped with hot chicken, so maybe you can ask them not to. But they're doing a fried tater cake made with pimento cheese and red special peppers and served on a bed of arugula. So take a friend with you, let them eat the tenders, you eat the salad and the potato cake, and you've got your vegetarian meal.
Well, I like sides with my hot chicken. In your opinion, what is the perfect side dish to pair with hot chicken?
I mean, if you'd served me a plate of ice cream, I'd probably be pretty pleased with it.
Actually, that would taste amazing with some good hot chicken.
And soft serve, that's the way to go. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I don't see that on the app, but maybe next year somebody can put that in. If you had to pick one that you're absolutely most excited about trying.
If you are a risk taker, we're going above and beyond just having a contest among hot chicken restaurants. We're also putting a challenge out there for the diners. Over at Boomba's, they're having something they call the Dragon's Breath Challenge. So they've apparently got their own Dragon's Breath sauce that they're very proud of. And if you come in and try it and eat all 6 wings in 7 minutes, you'll get your picture on the Wall of Fame.
So we don't know yet how hot this is. I'm curious.
I mean, if you can't eat 6 wings in 7 minutes, there must be something horribly bad about these. I mean, just wrong hot, which I don't mean it's going to be a bad wing. I just mean it's going to be a bad evening.
Oh, gosh.
So
Are you a fan of hot ones?
oh, yeah. I love that.
I know, I do too. I watched the Paul Rudd one over the weekend and laughed my butt off. I've actually tasted a couple of those hot sauce, and I tasted the number 10 one. Just a little teeny tiny taste. And I thought it was excellent, personally.
Well, if you want to go hot, if you go to TENN, a 10 restaurant at Holston House, right in the urban district downtown, they're doing a Carolina Reaper bourbon glazed chicken sandwich.
Oh, wow.
They're calling it the Fiery Fowl, but they're spelling it Foul, and I don't think that's a mistake. I think they know what that experience is going to be like.
Did you get the sense that a lot of Nashville restaurants really enjoy this type of challenge so they can get creative with Nashville hot chicken?
Yeah, I mean, it's a chance for them to play with what might be their next special item. It's always fun to have non-traditional restaurants. I mean, they like to give the chefs a chance to do a little expansion in their mind. You know, what can we do to make it not just hot, but flavorful as well? So you can go traditional, you can go wacky, you can go overly hot. There's plenty of options for you. I will buy a beer for anyone who finishes all of them.
I love it. Well, I just want to touch briefly on the local mythology. So growing up here in the 80s, we didn't really eat much hot chicken. And then when I returned, you know, we're known for hot chicken. What is your viewpoint on where it originated? I know that obviously we hear about Prince's and good old Thornton Prince. Is that where we think it originated, truly?
I believe that if nothing else, if it didn't originate there, it certainly became mainstream and popular there. I was eating hot chicken in the 80s, and at that point we had Columbo's, Prince's, later it was Lori Morgan's, hotchickens.com.
Oh, wow.
And then there was Booglow's, I think it was, and Bolton's. Excuse me, I can't forget Bolton's. But I mean, I can tell you that before the 80s, if it wasn't Prince's or Bolton's, who used to work with Prince's, there wasn't hot chicken in the city. One of them came up with it. And I just love the mythology of Thornton and, you know, that it's revenge chicken born of a woman's scorn.
I love it too. You cheat on me, I'm going to burn your mouth.
And he loved it. So.
Right. It was right. Exactly. I do love that. Well, tell us a little bit more. Remind us of the opening night party.
Again, it's at T-Line, and there will be drink specials, and there'll be hot chicken from some of the participating restaurants. If you want to try and win one of the prizes that's available, if you're using the app and you're voting and you're checking in, just attending the opening week party will get you an extra 100 points on some mythological scale that I don't know what all the points are and how many you need to win, but, you know, we're all keeping score, right?
Right, exactly. Are there any updates to the app? I told you before, I really love the Burger Week app because, you know, you pull up this app and then it has the map on it. So with your location, you can see where the closest burger was. And so I assume it's the same thing with the chicken.
I mean, we're a bunch of high-tech rednecks. You know, we make it work. So.
And then when you do take a picture of your hot chicken, you can hashtag it Hot Chicken Week 25 and tag at Nashville Scene as well. So I love seeing those pictures, and they generally repost them all. So it's really fun to work through.
We'll help amplify your Instagrams and turn you into an influencer.
Yes. If you want to be that hot chicken influencer, go ahead and hashtag it and tag Nashville Scene.
May God go with you. Good luck. And remember to drink milk.
That's right. Well, thank you, Chris. Always a pleasure talking to you.
Enjoy Hot Chicken Week, everybody.
That's all for today here on CityCast Nashville. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell your friends? Rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Nashville newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Toodles!